In a way, I don't really like the question, is it an illusion or not, although I know it's the way that the question's been posed at this conference, because I think the right thing to say is, it's not quite what we thought it was, but that doesn't mean that there's nothing there. And maybe that speaks in some way to the previous question as well, because I suppose that what I think, and what I think a number of people here, Dan Dennett too, think, is that there's an important sense in which it's all access consciousness. So in a way, that's perhaps the only sense in which we might want to say it's an illusion. The illusion is that there is something other than access consciousness going on. If by access consciousness you mean what I do, which is something like the computation of contents. So I think the thought, for me at least, is that the computation of content replaces the notion of the computation of something mysterious like qualitative features. So that in that sense you could say it's not really an illusion, but we could fool ourselves into thinking that there's more to explain than actually there is. Something like that. Yes, and of course, by the time you've taken the steps that I was just describing, you said, look, it's all about the computation of many different contents. I'm out here encountering a world that presents itself to me as being full of ice and rocks and lichen and glaciers. That rich play of content, some of them at tiny scales of space and time as I move my head around, some of them at larger scales of space and time, the fact it's a rock, the fact that, you know, you're standing there remaining the person that you are all this time. That sort of multi-layered contentfulness, I think, is the qualitative phenomenal feel of our experience. So in that sense, of course, there's no real problem with reduction. The idea will be that you know, you find the machinery that explains that, and at that point you found the machinery that explains consciousness. So I think that is, as it were, buying into the possibility of a reductive explanation. I thought that the cruise was wonderful. I think I've learned an awful lot about many different philosophical perspectives. The company has been great. Well, it's slightly disappointing that we didn't get into Ilulissat, you know, to see the big glaciers. But we've seen lots and lots of wonderful smaller things that I actually thought were glaciers, but they're just icebergs, and Alexa's just pointed this out to me. But no, it's been a wonderful cruise in a fantastic boat. I think the boat from 1926 has been a joy all the time. The crew members have been a joy. Our Russian hosts have all been a joy, and yes, I can't imagine a better honeymoon really, and it is kind of a honeymoon for me since I got married just a few days ago.